night, the Pirates had some late inning magic. Josh Harrison with the game-winning single in the 10th inning, scoring gift and Gope. And the Pirates have taken the first 2 games of this series. They've been on quite a run lately here on this brief homestand. They look for 3 in a row today as the Milwaukee Brewers in town for this Sunday matinee. And welcome into the booth. Joe Block and Bob Walk with you here today. Thanks for joining us. The Pirates have played some better baseball here. It was a sloppy game last night, but the win in their favor. And so now here today, they're going to go with Tyler Glasnow, who really had a rebounding and a resurgent outing his last time around.
Yeah, that last outing, he really kind of showed us, again, he's done this a couple of times, but, you know, why he can become a top-flight pitcher in this league. Once he got through that very difficult first inning where he threw almost 40 pitches, from that point on, he was just dominating. Really was able to spot the curveball, which he got a lot of swings and misses on. Nice change-ups, threw the power fastball, had everything going. Key today, try to do that from the very first inning.
Yeah, 13 swings and misses in his last start, and his mound opposition today is Zach Davies, who after a rough start has been pitching a little better lately.
The last couple of starts, not too bad. It's going to be totally opposite than seeing Glasnow. He is not a big, imposing guy by any means, not a hard thrower. He's going to mix his pitches, try to hit his spots, and pitch. Try to stay out of the center of that plate. Doesn't want the fat part of that bat on that baseball.
And against the Pirates in his career, he is winless with an ERA over 13. Shall that trend continue? If it does, the Pirates will have themselves in position for a sweep. Well, this season is a marathon, but the Pirates are sprinting toward 3 wins in a row against these Brewers. So that's up next right here on Root Sports.
Allegheny Health Network, the largest health system, rated #1 in the region for all the things that matter most. And by Kenny Ross Subaru, total confidence pricing. Let's go Bucks!
And it is Kids Day every Sunday here at PNC Park. Get your jump ropes. All the kids coming in and having a little fun. And a much better day for baseball today. We got sunshine. Oh, it is nice. Nice spring afternoon here. Too bad we can't stick around. Pirates will leave town and head out to LA and Arizona for a 7-game road trip, but we got this one for you here today. Glad you're with us as Tyler Glasnow will take the mound.
Okay, first inning, get off to a good start. Everything you did after the first inning in that last one, remember that? Right from the first hitter of the game. Go get them.
And as is custom, the kids take the field at different positions. Really neat. I saw a couple of the kids, kind of practicing their throws out there while they were waiting for the players to come out, imagining what it'd be like to play on a major league field. And maybe one day some of these guys will get to see what it looks like from a major league mound. And the lineup for Craig Counsell's Milwaukee Brewers: Jonathan Villar back atop the order at 197. Thames and then Perez. Shaw, Santana, Jet Bandy his first start in this series. Keon Broxton on the road trip hitting at 400. Orlando Arcia, and then the pitcher Zach Davies.
We'll take a look at Tyler's numbers. The ERA certainly needs some work on. Hopefully he can get on a little bit of a roll and pitch like he did in the last 5, and that ERA will start to come down. But the base on balls, that's one of the bugaboos. He's got 17 of them in 20 innings. If he can do good work on that, I think everything else will fall into place.
Trying to get through that first inning, like you said. And the Honda defense behind him today. Gregory Polanco mans center field. Andrew McCutchen, first time not in the starting lineup so far this season. Osuna and Jaso flank him. And Gope with his first start at third. Mercer, Goslin, and Bell. And Chris Stewart will do the catching of Mr. Glasnow today. First time facing the Brewers. And those nifty 79 style throwbacks. Sunshiny Sunday afternoon, and we're underway.
Important to get this first guy. Obviously, a excellent threat to steal. So he gets on to start off an inning. He'll be running.
Weak pop-up.
2 pitches, 2 outs.
And Polanco comes up with that one.
2 pitches, 1 out. I'm sorry. I was distracted. As I was saying that, I started losing confidence that was going to be an out. Whew, that was close.
Well, Polanco.
This one is hit very high, but you saw there. I mean, Polanco did not break on that. He stood in one spot for quite some time. He did not realize that was just going to be a shallow fly ball. And he almost didn't get there.
So now Eric Thames. Great start to the season, but has cooled a bit. Last 9 games hitting at 177 without a home run.
Nice change up there, and it went for ball 2, but still it was just off the plate a little bit. That's the kind of pitches that Glasnow's going to have to be able to make.
Softly hit, but it rolls through.
That's the base hit that is the reason they shift nowadays, is to take that type of hit away, that ground ball up the middle.
Lance Barrett calling the balls and strikes today. Crew chief Jim Reynolds manning second base today. Brian Knight over at third. Well, you'll take that every time as a pitcher. A lot of soft contact first 2 batters.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of times when there's a shift on, you'll see a ball pulled to the second baseman, who now is playing severe pull, and you think, oh, the shift worked. but not really. That's not the hit the shift takes away. As you could see in that last base hit, the second baseman is going to be playing the pull anyway. But where the second base is standing right now, that's the spot that the shift takes away, because you move either the third baseman or the shortstop over into that spot. So Thames' hit, if you're in a shift, is going to be a, see where the umpire is? That's where the other guy on the shift is standing. It's right at him.
Well, as they gather more and more data, right? Thames played the last year, 3 years in Korea, so sometimes you'll see how teams defend a player differ. Overpowering. And at 92 miles an hour, too, getting a big cut there.
Like a real long swing.
All right, Allegheny Health Network Supermo.
Well, first three hitters very good. You got weak, shallow fly ball, a seeing eye ground ball, and a strikeout.
Now the cleanup man, Travis Shaw. .23 runs batted in. Now the Brewers coming into this series, they still do lead baseball in home runs. They've been one of the better scoring teams. And the Pirates have held them to 1 run in 2 games. When you guys keep telling me that pitching wins ball games, you're not wrong. I believe it, especially in this series.
Well, over the long haul, if you get good pitching, at worst, you're going to keep your head above water.
A 10-pitch scoreless first for Tyler Glasnow. Look to get some runs for Tyler Glasnow. And the RAV4 lineup for Clint Hurdle's Buccos today. Yeah, Jaso leading things off with Jordy Mercer batting second, and then Josh Bell. Polanco back in the cleanup spot. Jose Osuna, Joe Goslin, Gift and Gope, and then the battery of Stewart and Glasnow.
There you see Davies' numbers on the year. As Joe pointed out, the opening's pitched better of late. And he definitely is not a hard thrower. Going to see a lot of off-speed pitches. Likes to move the ball in and out, stay out of the middle of the plate. That one was in the middle of the plate. And looked like Jaso a little too quick on it, so strike one. But he does not want to throw too many pitches there.
Jaso with a double yesterday. And you're seeing the velocities there. I mean, you know, Davies will work that or a little more. But last year, after a rough start to this season, I don't know what, 3 or 4 starts. After that, he was a very reliable, good starter for Milwaukee. And VR making sure everybody, RC, I beg your pardon, that's the shortstop. He called for it. Playing on that shift. And here is the defense for the Brewers today. Arcia manning shortstop with Shaw beside him. VR and Thames also in the infield. Perez, Broxton, Santana in the outfield. Jet Bandy does the catching. Knock on wood. Pirates going for a sweep today.
Interesting. One of those wooden salad bowls.
Brewers had their hat handed to them in the first couple of games. Do you own any wooden hats, Bob, or is that
never
unusual?
had a wooden hat?
No, I haven't either.
Don't know if I've seen many.
Yeah, that's a. I wonder now if he carved that himself. I mean, that's a formidable item right there. You don't see those, you know, at the craft shows or anything like that. I mean, that's.
Do you think it's really wood?
That
I'm
looks.
wondering if that's plastic with fake wood grain.
We'll get on it. This might be an investigative report for Robbie at some point today. Marsh's done a nice job this year at his command of the strike zone. I was going to stop saying that right before I saw that pitch. As many walks as strikeouts now after that one. Where's this one?
You know, one of the things that has happened to him, though, it seems to have run in some streaks, is striking out looking. There was one game a couple of weeks ago where I think he struck out 2 or 3 times looking.
Well, now after that strikeout, as many walks as strikeouts these days, you don't see that very often. But he took all 3 strikes from Davies.
Despite the fact that his batting average is on the low side, I think Mercer's been hitting the ball pretty well. A lot of line drives.
Key times for hits too. And VR shoveling it for the final out. So both pitchers were quick firsts. Through 1 on this Sunday, no score. Want to be sure you arrive very, very early for the game on Saturday, May the 20th. The first 20,000 fans, that's it, take home a Bob Walk chair tip bobble chair. Go to pirates.com/bobbleheads. Get your tickets. You will not want to miss the commemoration of this great event.
Oh, my.
He's okay, folks. Back in Seattle last year.
Oh, goodness.
Trying to show off. I'm glad you're okay.
The thing I noticed about that little bobblehead, I don't think, I've only seen it once. I have socks on.
Yeah,
in the
you're not wearing your shoes.
Which was legit. Had my shoes off. I do that quite frequently. There it is.
Yeah, terrific detail right there.
Yep, wearing the little gold toe sock. Oh, my.
First of its kind.
You could tell, too. I think, look at the look on my face.
There it is.
Tell.
See, no shoes.
Oh, yeah. I was going down. Good Brownie.
Greg Brown, cool as ever, just continuing to describe the action. He knew that you had already signaled with your alert bracelet that you were okay, so everything was fine.
What had happened there is, if you remember, it's a long story. I'll go fast as I can. When we were having dinner, Rock had to go do something. He didn't get the tips.
Yeah, the keys to victory.
So I was on radio, and I said, "Don't worry, I'll give the tips." Last now, fastball at the knees for strike 3, locked in. So anyway, the tips rarely really work out. This night they did, and so I was over in the TV booth before that, bragging about what a good job I did for Rock giving the tips. So then when I went back to radio, I'm looking at our monitor that we have. And I could see you guys are redoing the tips. So I go, okay, they're going to put me on. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to put my feet up on the table. Like, you know, I'm like a big shot. Well, I put my feet up on the table and the chair wouldn't stop. It just kept going. And that is exactly how it happened, despite the stories that Brownie tells.
I can vouch for all that.
You could see right there at the end, the look on my face was like, uh-oh. As I'm grabbing the wall, trying to find anything I can keep myself up.
Well, we're glad you're okay, and I think everyone will enjoy the collector's item. And
see, I'm like right about there. You see my eyes get big? It's like, uh-oh. I was just being real cool, and then it's like, whoa.
Oh, I'm going back.
It was a mess. And then I was wedged between Brownie and the wall. I couldn't get up.
You had fallen.
Couldn't get up.
And you couldn't get up. Caught in foul ground and 2 quick outs for Glass now.
He's making it look easy. This is exactly what we saw in his last start after the first inning, where he just changed to a total different pitcher. It was pounding the strike zone with all of his pitches. Efficiency was way up. And he was able to actually jam left-hand hitters with his curveball. It was so good. He was breaking the curveball in on their hands and breaking bats with that. I mean, he could do several different things, do some nice change-ups. And we were like just kind of looking and saying, wow, this is what he must be like at AAA, AA, A-ball the whole time up. How about that? 9 pitches.
After a 10-pitch first inning, Glass now rolling. Now let's see if the Pirates can get him a run.
Well, as Joe and Bob asked earlier, they wanted some investigative reporting, and now they're absolutely getting it. As I've made my way here just behind the Brewers dugout. This is Mark. He's from Milwaukee. Obviously, he's a Brewers fan, and you were talking about his hat. Mark, you want to explain this hat, wood or plastic, and tell us the story behind it.
This hat is made out of ash. Met the guy at a party. He was wearing a wooden hat. A guy named Sam Gabrielson. His dad and his uncle had went to Oregon to learn how to make wooden hats. The next day we were by his parents' house. He takes a tree stump in the garage, throws it up on a lathe, has a red light behind it, turns the thing so you can see how thin it's getting as they're turning it. And when I bought it, it wasn't completely done. It still had the wood part around the outer edge, and they had to trim it out to make it look like a baseball hat. And so anyways, it's one of a kind. I thought I was going to put it on the mantle, but it fits, so I keep wearing it to the games.
Now they were with here and his wife are here with a couple friends who are Pirates fans. They're all sitting here to get to. Now, can I see that hat for just a second here? Now, the one thing you might be wondering, is it comfortable wearing a wood hat? And I have the answer. I don't know how well you guys could zoom in on this, but you want to pull out that middle. He's got a little padding in there, and the padding on the inside is Velcroed on, so the padding actually comes out, so it's not, doesn't exactly hurt your forehead, does it?
It's very comfortable. It's real light, breathes nice, doesn't get hot at all. And you could, adjustable pads for thicker hat or bigger head. And so it's a very comfortable hat.
It's good. And the most impressive thing, again, I don't know how much you could see, but the dot on the top of the hat is actually engraved as well. So any Pittsburghers out there that might be good with their hands, good with making something like this, might have a good, pretty business idea, right? Joe and Bob, this is pretty impressive.
That's great. Maybe we won't have to go to Oregon for that next time. Well, thanks for sharing a little details about the hat. That's a conversation piece. You go to
I'll tell you what, that's pretty cool. I would have bet money that was just plastic, but to actually make that on a lathe out of a big, huge hunk of wood, that's pretty awesome to have that.
You think about that, it took it out of the tree stump. I got some tree stumps in the yard, and they're not going to look that good. That's great. I like how Robbie wanted to try it on, too.
Yeah, I guess you could kind of adjust the size a little bit with the thickness of the pad that you Velcro in. It's looks like a well thought out cap.
Hey, you meet somebody at a party, before you know it, you're wearing a wooden cap all the time.
Got to get some matching shoes now. I noticed it had the old logo on it.
The ball in glove.
Yeah, that was the old classic Brewer logo that he had. I guess it was burnt into the front of the hat.
Even that was done well. Never know when you see good craftsmanship at a ball game. So far, that has been done on the mound between Glasnow and Davies. After the leadoff walk, Polanco a threat to run. He's stolen 6 bases already. Osuna looking for that first major league home run.
Not a bunch of them in Florida.
First time he struck out in a while, too. He had gone 23 plate appearances without one.
Just a little sinker inside off the plate. No, I take that back. Changeup, 78 miles an hour. Had the movement like a sinking fastball, just didn't have the velocity.
Here's Phil Goslin. We're talking about the lineup a little bit today. The Pirates are resting some of the regulars, with Andrew McCutchen out of the lineup for the first time today. Josh Harrison not in that now familiar leadoff spot. And no surprise, Cervelli getting the day off with a night game. And the pickoff.
He got caught guessing. Tried to leave early, and Davies was not going home.
Well, the Pirates made a couple of base running miscues yesterday, still prevailed.
I'll never really be too negative about somebody getting picked off at first base if they're stealing. If they're not going anywhere, then they have no business getting picked off. But if you're trying to steal second base, you got to take a little bit of a chance. You got to press your lead out there a little bit. You know, you got to be looking for that first move you're going to take off. And when you do that, every now and then you're going to get picked off. Somebody that's quick with their throw over there, they make a good throw that puts the first baseman in a position to get a quick tag down. Of course, Polanco was so far off that time because he had actually made a move towards second base. Any kind of a throw would got him. But you know what I mean. If you're going to steal, you're going to take a chance. You're going to get picked off occasionally. And Polanco obviously is a threat to run. He's always looking to run.
Broke his bat. That gets Davies out of the inning. He's faced the minimum through 2. Tyler Glasnow has been impressive. He'll return to the mound as we go to the 3rd. Break, and for the Mets, they're going to be without Matt Harvey. He was supposed to start today, suspended for 3 games without pay for violating team rules. Ryan Zimmerman, the hottest hitter in baseball, another home run last night. He was robbed of another one at 13, leading the league. And Cody Bellinger already with as many career grand slams as Pete Rose. We'll see him and the Dodgers tomorrow. A 3-game set in LA, 4 in Phoenix against the Arizona Diamondbacks. But here, trying to make this a sweep of this brief homestand. And an early story is Tyler Glasnow and how well that he's pitched through this first couple of innings. Picking up right where he left off after that rough and tumble first in Cincinnati.
He's only thrown, this is pitch number 21. So there's most of the time he's in the middle of the first inning on pitch number 21. He has really taken it to heart, and once he got by that first inning.
Drive by Arcia.
He's pounding the strike zone. It's like we're watching Nova out there. And, you know, Nova's a great example for these young guys to go out and try to emulate him.
Ray Searage, Clint Hurdle, they've worked a lot with Glasnow. And you know, you talk about patience, and you know, not everybody comes on the scene the first, you know, start, second start. and dominates a major league lineup, even with a lot of talent.
Everybody is a separate individual. You can't treat everyone the same. They're all different. Their expectations, I guess, can't be the same. That's what I mean. Is it? You just don't know how long it's going to take somebody to make adjustments. Sometimes it's never made, but you just can't look at a guy and say, okay, this guy's got a great arm and, you know, should be Tom Seaver. I mean, you got to wait and see what happens. Have some patience.
Yeah, some guys, they don't even, they never have a major hiccup. And some guys, like you said, they don't ever make it. So Glasnow, an encouraging start the last time around and continuing it so far today.
And then there's a bunch of guys that fall somewhere in between. That maybe take a year. Late bloomers, they've been around the league 3 or 4 years, and all of a sudden they take off. You don't know. That's the way you got to be very careful about trying to, change something somebody does immediately.
Well, Glasnow, talking with him in spring training about, being that heralded prospect and that people have these expectations. It's difficult. All the guys that are in that spot will tell you that. Being a young man and thinking everything has to be a certain way right away, and it's not always the case. But I give Glasnow credit. He's continued to work and try to improve. And in that first inning in his last start, I even said to myself, I said, I wonder, as the Pirates management, it was the first time I had wondered aloud, when is how limited is the leash, or how unlimited is it? Because at some point you go, all right, well, he doesn't need more seasoning down in AAA, but he wasn't getting it done here. It was into his 5th start, and then he turned it around just like that. So those guys know so much, and they know him, and they've given him the opportunity to just say, all right, you know what, you're in the rotation. Go out and learn.
Even when there's bad things that happen, you learn something about the young guys, how they react. They learn something about themselves, and that had to be the story with Tyler, his last start. I mean, it could have easily been a collapse after that first inning. It looked like he just could not get a handle on anything. But he did. He went back out there, kept his thoughts together, struck out the side in the 2nd inning.
Well, Glasnow, you think about, he's talked about how he's had a lot of different people give him advice. You come up through the minor leagues, you're at one level, you have some coaches, another level, you have more coaches. Now that he's here, Ray Searage is his voice, and he's tried to tune a lot of the other things out. He's appreciated all the advice. The advice has been good, but even a whole bunch of good advice can kind of get cloudy after a while. So that's helped simplify things for him as well. That's a 2nd hit for the Brewers. And still a lot of weak contact that we've seen when the Brewers make contact at all against Glasnow. Garrett Cole, we talked about it yesterday. The 100 starts in to his career, how great an ERA he's posted.
I mean, he was one of those guys that came up and it came easy, right from the very beginning. He is, I mean, he was an impact player on that mound from the first time he took it.
But that's so rare. I mean, I put together a list yesterday. There's 6 guys, if you include Cole, who have had an ERA as good or better that came up through the organization through 100 starts in the last 100 years. That's so you could say he's a once in a generation type pitcher.
And there's the reason why everybody has to be treated differently, their expectations a little differently, because you get the whole spectrum out there, and that doesn't mean they're not going to have a good career, or doesn't mean they are.
So when you have to compare yourself against Garrett Cole, that's the #1 overall pick in the country. That's difficult. But now, can Glasnow be a contributor this season? He was in his last start. He is again so far here today. Want to make sure this inning stays in check.
And I think that Stewart, he sees something there. The 2-0 count now, the 2 outs, nobody on. It's okay. Let's get back after it here.
With 2 outs and a man at first, who led baseball in steals last year. Cognizant of that.
You don't want to be so cognizant, though, that you lose your concentration, your focus on the guy at the plate. He's probably going to run here. It looks like he's got a good lead. Did not go. But in this case, with 2 outs, if he gets the guy at the plate out, doesn't matter what VR does.
You can steal every base you want after 3 outs. It doesn't count.
Yeah. Do whatever you want out there. I'm going to get the hitter out. And inning's over. And obviously, too, with a guy like Thames, a little lack of concentration can cost you not just a steal of second, but he could turn into a 2-run homer in a hurry. He hasn't been hitting the ball well the last week or so, but you really have to be concerned with a guy that has that kind of power.
He's running. That spoils that. Yeah, VR 62 steals last year. Off to a slow start at the plate this year. That on base percentage coming into today at .255. So as the leadoff man, that's got to come up like it was last year for him to get to that stolen base total. Toward Jaso, and that'll cost the Pirates a run. And Thames at second, and that's ruled a double. So it's an earned run assessed to Glasnow, but that should have got him out of the inning.
Yeah, that was just it was a well hit ball, but it's misjudged. You know, off the bat right here, you see Jaso started in 2 or 3 steps, and by the time he realized he went the wrong way, tried to go back, and it was almost one of those cases where if he would have just not gone anywhere, he would have been able to maybe make 1 step back and make that catch. But where he initially moved into, then it was too far. He couldn't get back and catch the ball.
And you know, this inning gets extended here, a 20-pitch inning now. Jaso had never started in right field prior to this season. He had a few starts in left, but remember, he's a catcher who learned to play first base. And the Pirates right now playing on their roster with 2 guys who have come up as outfielders.
2 outfielders, yeah, and that's, you know,
you're going to have that sometimes.
Yeah, you know, there's nothing you can do. There's no reason even talking it to death. It is what it is, and Jaso's doing the best he can out there.
Hernan Perez in there now. And that conference with Ray Searage, you know, we've seen Glasnow, a young pitcher, just like almost every young pitcher. It can be easy to lose confidence, especially when something goes awry behind you.
Yeah, with somebody with Nova out there, for instance, you probably don't go to the hill right then and have a talk, because he's going to just let it roll off his back. But you want to make sure Tyler has that same mindset. Nothing you can do about it. Let it roll off your bat. Get this next guy to hit a ground ball, and then come sit down.
For the Brewers, Junior Guerra, opening day starter on the 10-day disabled list with a strained right calf. He threw 2 innings of live batting practice yesterday up in Appleton, Wisconsin, and then is going to go a couple of more, maybe 55-60 pitches at Miller Park on Wednesday, if all goes well there. And so far, it has 2 rehab starts for Craig Counsell's de facto ace. Gifton Gope, who scored the winning run last night in the 10th. Going to start over at third base. And speaking of injuries, both David Freese and Adam Frazier getting closer to returning. Neither are imminent, but there's Frazier, who has been doing some running after that hamstring concern. Garcia, very good over there at short.
Davis, slow that one down.
I think he let it get through, although it was not very hard hit.
He was going to try and barehand this ball and then change his mind. And I was wondering if he just slowed it down a tick so that it couldn't get through.
If he were a knuckleballer, I think maybe with those long fingernails, but I think he got the hand back. Last year, a rookie year for Arcia. Number 8 hitting Chris Stewart. Checking in at 278. He is really getting into the throwback fever today. Look at that. When would you ever think those would match something, right? Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Something you'd see on Saturday Night Live or Saturday Night Fever. Was that?
Yeah,
the name of
Saturday
that?
Night Fever. Yeah.
The dance movie.
It was a show too, wasn't it? The weeknight or weekday show. Sunday nights, I think. Yeah, those are good. You know, the Pirates were always the pillars of fashion in baseball, right? With all the different uniforms and pinstripes and different combinations.
Wear a different uniform every day of the week. That a rule back then, though. You had to wear black shoes.
Yeah, there's another one of the looks. Gold crown pillbox cap. Pirates wear those on the Sundays at home. Yeah, these days everyone's got the button downs and belts. They got the elastic waist, pullover tops. Probably made of polyester. I guess these days it's a high-tech wicking material, but you know what I mean. It used to be.
Wicking material.
I don't know. Moisture wicking. That's what it says on the tags all the time.
I think they should make some unis out of wood.
Well, there's already one component. Yeah.
They're very breathable.
That's what we're told, especially ash.
You can have where your joints are, have like you know, the little leather attachments, kind of like a suit of armor, so you can move. But everything else would just be wood plating.
Maybe at the Renaissance Festival they can have a ball game like that. So already an 8-pitch at bat for Chris Stewart, batting in front of the pitcher.
Different parts of your unit, different wood. Breastplate, oak, something nice and strong.
Oh, wow. There's Glasnow on deck. The man who got on base 3 times, drove in 3 runs. How about that at bat for Chris Stewart? Picks up a base knock on his 9th pitch he saw.
He is a smart hitter, that's for sure. You could tell that he was just trying to hit a line drive to right field there, earlier in the bat when he fouled off that side. And what that does is it allows him, when he's not trying to pull the ball, just hit the ball the other way. It allows him to wait just a tick longer before he's got to commit to that swing.
There it is.
Hard hitting. That's using the old bean.
I'll try to move him over.
I don't understand. They got 3 RBIs last game. Now he's bunting. What's going on?
You know me and my stats. I wanted to look up the last time we saw a guy get on base without an error 3 times, right? Pirate pitcher, and have 3 RBIs in a game. It was you.
Yeah, I know. You told me.
1988. The last Pirate pitcher before Glasnow. So yeah, he can get some things done. A lefty hitter as a righty pitcher.
Gives him an advantage. Almost.
This has got to be a little more difficult to bunt at 6'8", huh?
I don't know.
You've never been 6'8", yeah?
No, never been. Yeah, that's a good point.
He's had to try to bunt it kneeling, which would lower the chances of him reaching first, but probably better his chances of making contact. Hard to get out of a kneeling position and go run. And he fouls out, strikeout. And hey, you can use your PNC Pirates card when buying Pirates tickets this season. You can save $5 on select seats through Sunday through Thursday home games. Plus, you get $5 in loaded value, good for concessions and merchandise. Go to pirates.com/Pirates card. Get your tickets. That is not made out of wood, but it's still very dapper.
I think he's looking for the lost ark.
John Jaso popped out his first time. He is the Pirates' leadoff hitter today. Pirates trying to get Stewart around. Davies with a little bit better command. You were talking about that when we started the broadcast today, that's kind of what he relies on.
Yeah, and there's a number of pitchers that are very successful around baseball that throw like Davies. That is change speeds and they pitch. The deal with pitching is doesn't matter how hard or soft you throw, you're just trying to mess up that hitter's timing. So he's a little early, a little late. It's all about staying out of the fat part of the bat, hitting soft contact. And you don't have to throw 95 and up to be effective, as long as you have good command and you have an idea about reading the bat, saying what the hitter is trying to do, what's on his mind. Is he trying to pull you, hit the ball the other way?
Reading swings, right?
Yeah, and then you know what you need to do to counteract that. And then it just comes down to how good are you at the execution.
Bat chipped away there.
That's always the tough part.
Well, make it into a hat. Look at our Allegheny Health Network Supermo.
Almost all the bats nowadays are cupped in the end, and that ball gets into that cupped area and just peels off a little piece of it.
That was one splendid splinter. 3 different pieces right there. Yeah, I don't know if you could make it. What could you make a bat into?
I know what my old gym teacher used to make them into.
Late Hall of Fame baseball owner Bill Veeck had a part of his leg was amputated. He used it as a leg. He used a piano leg. He used part of a baseball bat sometimes. He was an eccentric sort. Great baseball mind. Softly hit into the shift. And so Stewart's hit. He's left stranded there. 1-0 Milwaukee through 3.
Between the half and full marathon took place representing over 20 countries, over 25 members of the Pittsburgh Pirates staff, and also a couple people from our Root Sports staff, including our director Pete Toma, our associate director Tyler Graham. Congratulations to those who participated and finished. Hopefully everyone came away happy and healthy and feeling good, and why not come to the ball game? You're already here in the North Shore, but always a busy and very crowded day. Over 40,000 people in Joe and Bob. I don't know about you two, but I certainly was not one of those 40,000.
Robbie, thanks for that. And yes, congratulations to everybody who participated. Some walk, some run it, some a little of both. I did not want to get out of bed this morning, so maybe next year. And even then, I'm waiting for the 5K model, right? Or maybe something like that. Never run a marathon or a half, have you? Anything? Okay. Well, I don't know. They make you run in the outfield.
That's about it. Running is like strikeouts. I only ran when I had to.
Travis Shaw. That's this one deep, and this one is out of here. And stays in the yard, though. A long home run. 7th of the year for Shaw, and doubles the Brewers' lead.
The Brewers are a team that can hit home runs. They've done that. They've got off to a good start in that regard. So as an opposing pitcher, you just accept the fact that they got some guys that occasionally are going to hurt you, and you just want to make them solo shots. You're going to give up a home run, minimize the damage. And right now, solo home run, no big deal.
Now the Brewers lead baseball in home runs, half 100 prior to that one. And they had a home run to lead off the 4th inning yesterday, too, against Cole, but that ended up being that. And the Brewers have scored more runs today than they had in the entire series. It's only 2 runs. They'd only scored once in the first 2 games. You know they're going to score a few.
They get a little bit better conditions today for the offense. Bright sunshine, wind blowing out a little bit. Kind of tough in that cold rain, the sloppy conditions that you had the last 2 nights.
Yeah, advantage pitcher, right?
Yeah, well, I've always thought so. You know, I like pitching when the weather was a little on the cool side. Hitters don't care for it. As long as and even the rain doesn't bother you too much, as long as you get good footing. You know, if you're not sliding around when you put that plant foot down, then you're all good to go. So The grounds crew did a great job keeping the playing field in excellent condition the last couple of days, so that wasn't an issue.
And how those guys who work sometimes around the clock when the weather's not very good. How about that? 95 right on the edge from Glasnow.
Always a great sound as a pitcher when you hear that umpire.
He hasn't walked anybody today. And another strikeout. 3 for Glasnow. Yeah, just a special day here with Pittsburgh Marathon. Here's some Point Park tweets as Matty Z. The Steel City sign there. And oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, you come out just like Robbie said. You go run for a little bit. Come on, sit down and relax. Come and watch the Pirates after you're done. That's right. Perfect. Tell your buddy who didn't run the marathon, you go up and get something to eat. I'm going to sit down. Get off my feet for a minute. I think
good place to rehydrate.
Oh, yeah.
Ballpark.
That's foul. So a marathon's what, 26.2 miles? I believe that's right. I was trying to think of how long it takes me to run 26.2 miles, and I think it's about 2 months collectively of how I run. I really admire those that I could not imagine doing that. Even the half marathon. Tyler Graham running that today. And Pete Toma and the rest of the participants from Root and everybody out there. That's just great.
Glass now sitting in just 54 pitches. 2 outs here. Need to get this last one, get back in the dugout. I mean, this is so good to see Tyler pitching like this.
Smooth. Not a word you would have used earlier. I mean, he's still trying to get his feet underneath him. And just missed.
You know, and even after he gave up that run that we were talking about that he shouldn't have, and the ball to right field that probably should have been an out. Came back, threw a couple more pitches, got an easy ground ball to short.
That was that.
The inning was over. I mean,
here, leadoff home run.
Distracted.
What do you see? A weak ground ball and a strikeout right after that. So
see, here's another little distraction here that he needs to do away with. He had the pitcher on deck. He could have had him leading off next inning if he would have got Arcia. Now he lost him. Oh, I'm sorry. Arcia is up right now. Never mind. I thought that was Arcia at first.
Broxton
never mind.
Over there.
I'm the one that's distracted now. But my point was being that.
Oh, thanks, Zach. You hand him a lineup card.
You know, everybody's a comedian, all right?
You didn't number the lineup card today.
I didn't have to.
Oh. You have someone do it for you? Or?
I looked out at the scoreboard and I saw Arcia's name was the hitter, and it didn't click that yes, he is the hitter. So I have no excuse.
Had some rainy nights here. It kind of got the brain waterlogged. I'm with you on that.
But you can't let that base on balls with 2 outs have any kind of an effect on you. You're at the bottom of the lineup.
You were talking earlier with VR aboard, another good base stealer like Broxton. Where is the balance then for a pitcher with a runner on, 2 outs in an inning, trying to get that hitter?
Well, they've for the last really 3 decades or so.
Oh, pitch out. Oh, they got him in plenty of time with Goslin covering.
I was going to say they've taken that away from you. You don't have to worry about it. All the pitch outs, like right there, pickoff throws, that's all called from the bench now.
So just the home run for Milwaukee. They lead 2-0 on this glorious Sunday afternoon.
It's time for the Toyota all-wheel drive RAV 4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
Bottom of the 4th. Broncos trying to get past first base against Zach Davies. Pirates going for a 3-game series sweep. They had held the Brewers to just 1 run over the first 21 innings of this series, but they've scored single runs in the last 2. Mercer struck out looking back in the first. 3 strikeouts today for Davies. Davies grew up in Seattle, and then family as a youth moved to Phoenix.
Well, that's a change.
Dreyer. Solid base hit for Mercer to lead off the 4th. And let's go back to our studios. Paul Alexander with a game break. Yeah, Matt Harvey was supposed to start that game suspended without pay for violating team rules for the next 3 games, including today. So the Mets with a fill-in starter. And Stanton taking advantage.
Well, he can hit a ball a long ways, can he?
Just flick his wrist.
It's amazing the kind of power he's got.
And we saw that a rainout at Petco Park in San Diego today. That's only the 3rd time that's happened since that ballpark came to be. What, 2004, I think, is when.
Just check the radar down there. It doesn't take much to rain them out.
I mean, if someone brings like a spray bottle or something.
We'd never play if that got us. Yeah, there's a couple little green spots moving around. One had some yellow in it, but they waited out. They got a tarp, I guess, don't they?
I think so.
The diamond cover. Yeah, the rain tarp was invented here in Pittsburgh.
I did not know that.
It was 1906.
Oh, is that right? I'll have to read up on that.
Fred Clark, he patented it, called it the diamond cover.
A great player and manager, Hall of Famer for the Pirates.
By the way, I beat you to the word ought today.
No, you didn't. I said it about a minute before you did.
Oh. That's twice I have been caught not paying attention.
Bell, a strikeout victim here of the 4th. Hey, you know, if you want to pay attention, MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Pirates baseball.
You'll never lose track of where you are in the lineup.
No, you stay connected with a fully customizable experience. You can get Pirates home screen icons, app features, as well as game day live game video highlights, radio broadcast, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today.
There's all kinds of great information.
If you just missed something, maybe you could rewind it.
You can go back and see a game from a few days ago. Make your own highlight reel.
They've got StatCast where they can provide you the lineup, so you know where the hitters are
at all the time. Yeah.
Who's going to come up after? Predictive analysis.
I have an excuse why that's not here today.
What happened? It fly out the window?
No, it's sitting next to my big chair in the living room right now.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I've got a feeling it's not going to make the road trip either.
Oh, no.
My only mobile device will be the telephone for the next week.
Oh, boy. Well, you can borrow mine and stay connected. Polanco drew a walk back in the 2nd. Pirates still trying to advance past first against Davies today. You think Polanco's coming around with the bat at all?
Well, you know,
starting to see some doubles there.
Friday we saw a couple really just blistering line drives. So let's hope, because man, do we need that bat. Your cleanup hitter has 6 RBIs and no home runs. It's not a good stat.
He's got some company though. He's looking at it today. You know, he's got over 100 plate appearances now, still without a home run. Some of the other guys coming into action: Xander Bogaerts, Alex Bregman, the talented Astro young player, Adrian Gonzalez, who's now on the DL, but Alex Gordon. Some names that you wouldn't expect to be homerless through 100+ plate appearances. Polanco on that list as well. That can change with.
Slumps are part of the game of baseball. It happens to the best of them.
He drew a walk his first time, has a chance for another here. Might get something good to hit. "12 walks, 16 strikeouts for Polanco. Would Mercer go on 3-2? Looks eager. Not going. And ball 4.
Davies missing by a lot there. 3-2 pitch. For a guy that needs that good control, that maybe is a good sign for the Pirates.
Well, he's not had overall a very good season, but the recent numbers have improved. Davies was in the Orioles system, part of a trade for Gerardo Parra. Came up with the Brewers at the end of the 15 season. Osuna, a strikeout victim in the second. He can connect though. Curve from Davies, and Stu Sherwater says he went around. Osuna with 13 home runs last year, splitting time between AA Altoona and AAA Indy. And now ahead in the count, 2-1. Our WB Mason strike zone.
Trying to get that ground ball for a double play. Working below the knees. Does it again. It's like he's fishing. He just can't get any bites.
Needs some better bait.
Yeah, he's got to throw a strike. The strike is like the Velveeta cheese of pitching.
Is that what you use to bait your hook?
You throw a strike, you get a, or you throw a strike, you get a strike. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, that's the way you get those guys to swing. You throw strikes.
Remind me never to go fishing with you.
Why, you don't like the?
You put hunks of Velveeta cheese on your hook?
When I was a little kid.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, I don't know much about it, but I don't know if that would be all that alluring, no?
All right.
I mean, I'd eat it. Makes a great queso.
We need somebody to tweet in. Does Velveeta cheese? Can you fish with that? Joe wants to know.
2 on, 1 out. And that one tomahawked, but right at Perez. Well, we finally got to pitch a little higher up. Well, that's out number 2. Maybe an angler, right?
Yeah.
Got the shirt on.
He's got his fishing license hooked to his hat up there. Definitely an angler.
He definitely has the answer. Now, if you had a wooden hat,
look at the shirt
you couldn't clip it on
Look
there.
at a fish on the front of his shirt.
Yeah.
He's definitely a big time. Probably going to go out after the game and do some fishing.
I'd say so. Yeah, you have the wooden hat, you can't clip it on there, so there is an advantage to a cloth hat. Trade-offs. 2 on, 2 out now, up to Goslin. Goslin down on a ground out back of the second. In there today at second base. Even though the Pirates have not gotten on the scoreboard yet, that pitch count 67 through 4. Okay.
Fish not biting down there.
Now the Pirates among National League teams, the fewest strikeouts. Although they have not been scoring a ton of runs, they certainly have not been helping out the opposition at the plate in that regard. It's staying fair, foul. Well, Travis Shaw gambled that that one was going to roll foul, and it did. Otherwise, the bases would have been full.
I don't think he really had a play at first base, most likely. And once it comes off the grass, now it's got momentum. And with a dry track, it's not going to stop. A little muddy, and maybe he might catch a break.
Saw a ball die on the chalk yesterday.
Cervelli, right?
I believe so. Yeah, that was a wetter infield at that time. Came off the grass and just kind of stopped on the line. So Davies gets his man. Hitting a walk, 2 left. Pirates still down 2-0. I'll have a chance to turn this one around here today. I'm sitting next to a guy who has a wooden hat. Look at our Point Park tweets, and well, sure enough, they're talking about it on Twitter as well, and look at Instagram of Jordan making a bat in his garage with the lathe and everything. That's cool. 2-0 here on our UPMC scoreboard. You know, I made a bat in woodshop class in junior high.
Really?
And I thought it turned out, it looked like a bat. And I didn't want to use it because I was so proud of my craftsmanship. And then it lasted about a year. I said, I'm going to just show everybody, because everyone was teasing me. I'm going to show everybody how good my bat is. The first time I did it, it just broke. It didn't even.
What'd you make it out of?
Wood. I don't even know what kind of wood it was. Just wood.
Like balsa wood?
Like I think I took a spoke off our banister on the staircase. And but yeah, and it didn't even like cleave. It just.
Did you make it on a lathe?
On a lathe,
on
yeah.
A lathe,
yeah. I was like 12 years old. They let us use
a proper
lathe.
bat, and it broke.
Yeah. Just kind of like an old tree limb, just kind of real sad, and just kind of broke. It wasn't even a good break. So a leadoff walk to Arcia. Pitcher up. Trying to move over Arcia. Well, Glass now walked the final man he faced in the fourth, and now the leadoff man here. The only 2 walks today.
And Stewart really doesn't like that. And then ball 1 to the pitcher trying to bunt. So called the timeout and delivered the baseball. Said, okay, this is going the wrong way. We need to get back in the strike zone like we've been all day long.
Pirates have a great benefit with veteran catchers. Cervelli and Stewart working with 3 young guys in the rotation. Last now technically a rookie. And Cool and Tyone in their first full seasons. Bunted foul. Why is bunting not often executed well?
I don't know. I would like to know that myself.
Take a stab at that.
I don't have any idea. I have. You can't get a bunt down every single time.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know what the correct percentage is.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that right way. That's perfecta. You go on toward the first baseman. You want him to field the ball because he can't come in early. I'm glad he got that bunt down. That saved me from trying to answer that question.
Well, it's not an easy question to answer. Hey, we got some tweets for you too. All right, trout fishing apparently.
Mostly well, no, there's carp down there at the bottom.
Okay, so processed cheese.
White corn
with a worm.
The thing that
okay.
when I was
a
youngster, the thing I liked about the Velveeta was you put some on the hook, and then you also had something to eat too.
Oh, okay. So you dip it in the water. If they don't eat it, then you bring it back out and you eat.
Well, I would kind of save. I would like there's a little bit for eating, a little bit for fishing, kind of that kind of.
Oh,
deal.
okay. All right.
I wouldn't like mix the two.
Well, I wouldn't want you to get your mouth caught on the hook. I mean, that would.
Yeah, that would be bad. Thanks, folks at home, for pass along that info.
And on the spring training next year, now I know what to get out there.
I'm not sure it's good saltwater stuff.
Oh, okay. You need Swiss for that. There you go. Oh, yeah. Appeal denied. Arcia there at second. And good wheels there too.
The bigger mystery of why it can be difficult to bunt, the bigger mystery than that is why would a hitter ever ask for an appeal? Did I go? It's like I might have swung at that. You better ask. This is the second time somebody else was doing that.
Yeah, earlier this year. Yeah,
a couple weeks ago, other team.
Oh.
Better check. I might have swung. Better ask.
I mean, maybe Jonathan Villar is just incredibly honest.
Yeah, it's like plays baseball like it's a game of golf.
Yeah, there's no advantage because otherwise, I mean, if the home plate umpire says, "Okay, you went," they can't go and point down the line and say, "Well, can you overturn it?" Booted by Goslin, and that will allow Arcia to score. That's an error on Goslin. Now, 2 of the 3 runs that have scored today have been from misplays in the field. He didn't get glove on it.
No, that one got right underneath the glove, and I think got him in the kneecap. So he put his knee down.
It didn't have to really go down. He kind of you sweep over right on, usually on something like that. He wanted to play it with the knee down. So that's the first error, fielding error, for the Pirates in 48 innings. Though a misplay in the 3rd led to a run with 2 outs. Thames with a couple of hits today. One of those was that ball that eluded Jaso in right. That went for a double. Thames has been pretty quiet this series. Homerless in his last 10 games. Still with the 11 on the year. And his first of his career, though, I was surprised to hear that today, came off the Pirates. Fresh-faced Eric Thames off Paul Mahalem. Back when the Jays had those really gray uniforms. I like what they got now. Good switch. Yeah, Thames used to play out of the country in Canada. Of course, his last 3 years in Korea, and a big star over there. Comes back to Major League Baseball, and a really captivating interest with that 11 home runs in April.
It'd be interesting to see what his whole season is going to be like. You know, when Jung Ho first came over here and really proved the quality of his bat, the power he had. I think people started looking at the Korean leagues a little differently.
Remember, he got off to that very slow start, and Thames down on strikes, and that only made the questions kind of continue. And then all of a sudden, now the timing is there. He was able to hit that plus fastball. Good breaking ball there.
Yeah, good sharp breaking ball there. But I think that helps Thames because it kind of legitimizes all those home runs he was hitting over there, and people looked at that league a little different, thinking, that maybe all 40 of them can't transfer to stateside, to the MLB, but some of that power certainly is going to come, and it showed up in April big time.
Thames able to kind of resurrect his career. Gung was starting his in Major League Baseball, so a lot of different stories with that. But yeah, the KBO, we always thought guys would go over and play in Japan. Well, now another league organization VR with the steal. Now going to try for third, and he'll get there too. Polanco juggled that ball and could not get off a throw.
A little bit of a hot potato out there. Nobody could get it corralled.
Goslin should have had that. That'll be an error though on the catcher. It always is on a throw.
Polanco went to get it out of his glove and lost it.
So 2 errors in the inning, and now the Brewers with another potential run 90 feet away and 2 outs. Yeah, looking at catcher's errors is always misleading. Sometimes they throw the ball out toward the moon and no one can get it. Sometimes a ball on a short hop, or if the middle infielder can't corral it, then the catcher gets the error. A good rebound by Glasnow. He's had to work around a little trouble today, and he has hung in there to keep this game at 3-0.
Is brought to you by the Chevy Malibu and your Western PA Chevy dealers, and by Day Automotive. We're gonna make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Single tallies in each of the last 3 frames for Milwaukee. Pirates set up the bottom of the order against Zach Davies. He has permitted a couple of singles and a pair of walks, both to Polanco today. So Ngope, a couple of weeks in the major leagues now, and talking with him yesterday about the most impressive interview that he's done. You know, the international reach of his story, being the first player from the continent of Africa to play in the major leagues. And he said it wasn't someone in the United States or, you know, in Asia or Europe. It was Robert Marawo, who is a local TV legend in Johannesburg. So interviewed all the great soccer stars growing up, and Gift thought, wow, he's talking to me, when he interviewed him for his radio show. So that was the one that really was a jaw dropper for Gift Ngope, after talking about so many famous reporters. And he handled it with such grace.
Yeah, I think that first interview that is from somebody that you watched and listened to as a kid is a little overwhelming.
And Ngope receiving a lot of attention, of course, and deservedly so. Now the question will be, will that bat play enough? Certainly the glove, we know, has been ready for some time. He's been handling his own thus far. Not being asked to play every day right now. He's just kind of mixing in, giving guys a day off. Defensive replacement. 27 years old in the big leagues for the first time. Chris Stewart got aboard back in the third inning on a 9-pitch at bat, culminating with a single.
Yeah, he really was even though Davies is a soft tosser, doesn't throw hard, you can see that Stewart still, or maybe because he's a soft tosser, doesn't throw hard. Stewart wanted to wait as long as he could. It was always trying to go the other way with everything. Hit the ball to right field, eventually lined one out there. Not this time. Lines at the left.
Hit it well, but that's the second out. Davies' next pitch will be his 80th.
I guess when you really think about it, it's easier to pull a hard thrower than it is this guy throwing soft, because the hard thrower, you can sit on fastball, be aggressive, get the bat started early with, and you're probably going to be right a lot of the time. You are going to get that heater. Or if you got somebody that's just, you know, throwing a lot of you know, change ups, breaking pitches, just kind of setting up that fastball here and there. You can't ever think, okay, I'm going to get a fastball, I'm going to be aggressive, get out and try and pull the ball. He's going to make you look silly all day. So that's, you do have to sit back on the on those type of guys like Davies. He wants you to be aggressive, wants you to try and pull him. That's going to make his job a little easier if you start doing that.
Well, you talk about certain guys have that approach to the opposite field to see the ball longer. That might help, right? Because
yeah, absolutely.
You can try to at least to read the pitch. There's more options. It's a bigger menu.
If somebody's out there throwing 98, that approach might not work. Wait might be too long.
Yeah, you'd be fouling everything off. Glasnow gets on base. Third walk issued by Davies today.
A couple times now Glasnow's walked this year. You would think with that big strike zone he presents, it wouldn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Craig Counsell's probably wondering, what?
How do you walk a 6'8" guy?
Yeah. 6'8" pitcher.
Glasnow's going to be offered a jacket. 54 degrees at game time. Oh, a hoodie. How come the other guys that are cold don't get to wear a jacket or a hoodie?
It's kind of like bunting. I don't know.
Jaso in the leadoff spot today. Hitless in 2 trips. Doubled yesterday. And for Jaso, see a lot of teams put together kind of an interesting shift on him, and there the second baseman camped out in short right.
They're trying to take that hit away, that up the middle ground ball just to the right field side of second base. That's the base hit the shift takes away. Talked about that earlier in the first inning.
In and out of the glove of Jet Bandy. And not quite the Ted Williams shift where you stack up just about everybody on that side. Yeah, some of the left-handed pull hitters they've got to hit into an extra guy than they used to. Fascinating discussion Bill Ripken had on MLB Network the other day about batting average on balls in play. It has not changed very much, just a point or two here or there over the last several years, even though the amount of shifts has skyrocketed. And he used that number to cite and question whether the use of shifts are actually benefiting teams. He says right now it's pretty much generating the same outcome as it was before by use of that number. So it's an interesting discussion. I'm sure there's probably data that could prove a counterpoint.
You could definitely look at that a couple different ways. You could say, well,
right,
might as well stay in a shift because it's not hurting anything.
Right. Well, it's not hurting anything. But I would like to see what the slugging percentage is. You know, are you taking away
extra base
a
hits,
better quality of hit? You know, even though it's an infield shift.
Are you taking away extra base hits?
Ball down the line, right?
Yeah.
So caught looking. So the walk left stranded. Davies has kept the Pirates at bay so far through 5. Look at some of today's images on our Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Music from Coheed and Cambria. And just a gorgeous Sunday afternoon. Look at downtown Pittsburgh over the Allegheny. Bridge is clear. Everybody's in here after the Pittsburgh Marathon earlier today. And after some rain and just gloomy weather over the weekend. Boy, it's perfect. It's cool. Hey, it doesn't matter.
Now you can tell by the color of that water how much rain we've got. Allegheny is a nice shade of brown right now.
Muddy waters. Cool runnings for the most part for Tyler Glasnow, as he's had some misplays behind him lead to 2 of the 3 runs. The one that didn't factor in the home run by this guy, Travis Shaw. Right off the 4th with that one. Seventh of the year. I'll tell you what has struck me today. Not only just, you know, it's been a decent outing for Glasnow, but when something bad has happened, whether it's him giving up a home run or a misplay behind him, what happens after? and he gets an out, and he usually gets a quick out and soft contact. Not seeing the inning spiral away. He's worked fairly quickly. Showing confidence out there. And after Shaw homers, a strikeout, and he has struck out 3 straight Brewers.
Good command of his pitches.
Look at that.
Quality curveball in a perfect spot with 2 strikes.
When we heard all the Pirates evaluators tell us when Glasnow comes up, you're going to see this, you're going to see that, and the curveball is what they talked about the most. We didn't see it as much, and then as this year has gone on, we'd see a glimpse, and we'd see it a little bit more. Now we're seeing it with regularity. Now we know what they're talking about. It's a tight spiral, and it just moves out of the zone.
It's a right-on-right changeup for a swing and a miss.
And that's the other part, Bob, is that, you know, he added that new 2-seam grip changeup this year. He had one last year, never used it, never felt comfortable with it. He's got swings and misses on that. The changeup. He's a 3-pitch pitcher now. And Paul Alexander has another game break for us. Hey, Paul. He came up from A-ball too, Peoria. But they've been talking about Sierra. I heard about his name bandied about a lot in spring training. And for Glasnow, a 10-pitch, 1-2-3 inning.
Less than 60, or excuse me, less than 90 pitches in 6 innings.
Half of inning number 6. Well, the Pirates are headed out west to Los Angeles and Arizona for the next 7 days, but we've got a busy week here on the North Shore. On Wednesday, we have a collegiate baseball game being played here at PNC Park. West Virginia University takes on Penn State, and on Friday there's going to be the perfect pitch camp from the Western PA School for the Deaf, and that's actually a pretty cool event. The goal of the camp is to provide baseball and softball instruction and to help children participate, be active, and gain interest in athletics and fitness. Now that's Friday, coming up at 8:30 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon. And how about this? Jim Leland, Grant Jackson, Omar Moreno, the Pirate Parrot, and other Pirates executives are going to partake in it. And if anyone wants any more information, please contact the Western PA School for the Deaf to register. It's a really cool event going on Friday morning, guys.
Well, Robbie, thanks for the info. Yeah, and always good to have more baseball out here. Jordy Mercer with one of the Pirates' 2 hits so far today. A couple of singles.
Well, Davies will be over 100 pitches regardless of what happens in this inning. So maybe we'll be done with him and get a crack at somebody else.
Good barehanded play. Oh, the Pirates leadoff man gone here in the 6th. And our day automotive this day in Pirates history back in '77. The Bucs had an epic slugfest with the Big Red Machine. They beat Cincinnati 12-10, and Pops Willie Stargell 3 for 4, a couple of home runs. Al Oliver also homered. Even Grant Jackson, the reliever, had a 2-run double in the 7th. We were just talking about Grant Jackson, the lefty helping out the cause. Here, not much of a slugfest. Though I guess the way that this series has gone kind of feels that way. The Pirates with a 4-0 win, a 2-1 10-inning win. 3 runs across here in the 6th inning.
That's one of the things that you'll get with good pitching is close, low scoring games, and regardless of your offense, you're always in the games and you have a chance to win. And that more than anything else is why I always preach when you're building the team, you got to have that foundation of the starting pitchers. And then the other stuff you add can be meaningful. If you don't have the starting pitching, then how many times you're going to and win 9-8? Obviously that happens, but you don't want to have to play that kind of baseball all year.
Well, you look at the Colorado Rockies, and now they're having some success this year, and they've had some young pitchers, Kyle Freeland and Antonio Santazela. These are probably 2 names that most folks haven't even heard of. I certainly didn't know much about those guys, and they have helped the cause, and they're getting some starting pitching. And now the offense plays better because they got some sinker ballers that keep the ball in the park and can give you 6 or 7 innings and 3 runs, and you're not down 5 runs after the first couple of innings. So even in Colorado, that makes sense.
Davies, for the most part, has showed pretty good control. He's missed a couple of times badly early in the game, but he's able to shrug that off.
Yeah, look at it. The ball strike ratio is not great. You usually want 2-1 strikes to balls. It's toward the corner, and Polanco's going to have extra bases. A 2-out double for Gregory Polanco. Well, he solved Davies. He's been on base all 3 times.
Yep, he got like a little cut slider, kind of up and in, and able to turn on it. Now Davies is throwing that, hoping to jam Polanco, just get like a little soft pop fly or something like that. But Polanco able to get the head of the bat out there.
Hold on to the tag. 10 doubles now. Most of those, and probably half of those, here in the last few days. Now a chance for Osuna. Batting in the 5 spot today. The rookie 0 for 2.
Davies up over 100 pitches now. Brewer bullpen is moving around, and somebody's up and throwing.
Hit well out to left, and there it goes. The first major league home run for Jose Osuna. A big blast, and the Pirates right back in this one.
Osuna able to turn on a ball similar to what Polanco did. That ball was up and in a little bit. It was a strike, but still in that up and in corner of the strike zone. Turned on it, got the head of the bat to it, and able to keep it fair. A lot of times you get to a pitch up there, you a little too quick and you pull it foul. And Davies at 103 pitches has thrown his last one. It wasn't as high as I thought, still landing inside, and Osuna pounding it and keeping it fair.
408 feet on StatCast. And Davies running out of gas almost in an instant. Polanco's double, Osuna's home run, and Council's hook. And the Pirates within a run here in the 6th. The first major league home run for Jose Osuna. Pirates very much right back in this one, and some changes as Jesus Aguilar now in the game over at first base, and Eric Thames stays in the game. He'll move out to right field. Played over there a couple times so far this year. Hard throwing rookie Jacob Barnes takes over. And he'll get Goslin to end the inning. Now a one-run ball game. Later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Jose Osuna with his first home run, a 2-run shot. Pirates going for a 3-game series sweep. Down a run in the 7th as Glasnow back out there after a 10-pitch 1-2-3 6th. He has not allowed a hit since the Shaw home run in the 4th. He's got the bottom of the order here.
Yeah, I think everybody was talking a lot about it. Glasnow after that last start, something to build on, that sort of thing. He gets through this 7th inning, and maybe we can even get a couple runs for him in the bottom half. I mean, this would really be something to build on, a confidence booster. He can be out there and see what it feels like to, pitch 7 innings, and it essentially already he should be up 2-1.
Oh, no doubt. And while, in his starts in April, we talked a lot about moral victories and his growth, and now we just talk about results. I mean, he's pitched well today, period. And a lot of the hits that he has allowed today, save for the Shaw home run, have been like that. I mean, just a soft contact.
That was almost like kind of an emergency swing. That was a nice pitch at the knees on the outside corner, and Broxton just trying to make some kind of contact on it, just kind of pokes it the other way, and he got lucky, and it was for a single. Broxton, excellent speed. He is a base stealer. You gotta watch him.
He has stolen 6 times, been thrown out trying to steal here today. Been thrown out 3 times overall now. There goes Broxton, and a little double clutch that allows him to get in. Stewart knew it. Tough to get him anyway.
And when you have one of the faster guys like VR or Broxton, and they're taking off, I mean, you can throw them out, but you have to do everything perfect. And there's that little double clutch, and you can see Stewart unhappy with himself.
Stewart got him the first time around on a pitch out. Seven steals for the ex-Pirate. Well, now that it's a 1-run game, the runner at second with no men out, all the more paramount. Garcia trying to move him to third. A little cunning there from Chris Stewart. Right, everyone distracted with that ball coming up and in, and Stewart ready to try to pick off Broxton. We'll move up the runner, and Garcia out of the baseline. Put out to the first baseman.
Almost pushed.
No right turns allowed.
Almost pushed that ball by Bell. Bell was really close to the mound Didn't realize that until I saw the replay.
Now Broxton to third with one out. Jesus Aguilar, who had just inserted on the double switch, just hit his first big league home run in the Brewers' previous series. All the Brewers need him to do, though, is hit a fly ball. "100 pitches for Glasnow. Longest outing of the season, one out here in the 7th. That shall do it. A ground rule double. Broxton entitled to 2 bases. He only needed the 1, and now the Brewers get a run back.
And not a real strong double, just a little flare, but had that spin that once it hit the dirt, jumped over the short fence. And it looks like Clint's going to go make a double switch here. He's going to home plate.
Yeah, just the ball sliced out there.
It's got a lot of turn on it, a lot of side spin. So as soon as it hits the dirt, right over the fence.
Now Glasnow had some misplays behind him here in the 7th, even not getting hit that hard, but the couple of Brewers hits, Broxton, Aguilar plating a run, and so he'll depart after what is now the longest outing so far.
Yeah, no matter what the stat line ends up reading today, this was a very solid start for Tyler.
The Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Brewers picking up a run here in the 7th, just as the Pirates come back with that 2-run home run by Osuna. So now a 2-run ball game. Glasnow a good outing today. 1 unearned run officially. Another one on a misplay behind him.
Well, I think he really needs to look beyond any kind of stats and just, think about what happened out there, how he pitched, how he threw there. You see Alan Hansen at second base. That's much more important than what the stat line is right now.
Double switch with Johnny Barbado.
It's his stat line.
Brief action. Start of the year in the Yankees system.
I think the most important thing for him to look at is how he pitched early in this game, especially the first inning, first couple innings. Very aggressive going at the hitters, and that was I think job 1 today was not only pitching well, but get off to a good start. Avoid those first inning troubles that he was having. I mean, telling me earlier today you were looking at some of those numbers in the first inning, and that really stuck out like a sore thumb. That was a bugaboo for him.
Yeah, 10 runs in the first 5 starts, so 5 innings, 9 walks for Glasnow prior to today. So yeah, got off to a good start, kept it rolling, kept that momentum from that red start.
He was very aggressive, throwing a lot of strikes early on, and that was exactly what he needed to do.
And 2 walks in the 6th and the 3rd. Efficient innings. He had a couple of 10-pitch innings, a 9-pitch inning. We had not seen that, so now he was able to work into the 7th. It's no longer a qualifier. It's just, you know, he pitched 6 and a 3rd just like everybody else does. Now up to Barbado to keep it at a 2-run game. I'll get the speedy VR. I believe Bell stayed on the bag.
Yeah, they'll hold up this at bat. They're going to take a look at it back in the clubhouse, Brewer clubhouse. They will review this to see if they want to ask for a review. I don't know.
Yeah, looking at it live, I was a little.
There we go. We got a nice slow-mo.
Yep,
he's on the back.
Okay. Yeah, Brewers Brewers will not challenge. Looking at it live, though, it was. I think Craig Counsell had the same thought. No, well, I beg your pardon. They are going to take a look at this.
From that view, it looked like he was on the bag. Now another view where you're looking at a different angle, you know, maybe he brought the toe off.
Now looking at it live, it didn't look right. So I don't know. Maybe the Brewers have something there. Their video coordinator Joe Crawford.
They may have seen something that we haven't at this point. Never know what you may saw seen.
Yeah, the teams have access to all the different.
See now, right, this angle right here, you can't really tell, you know, where the foot is. It looks like it's on the bag, but it might be off the bag a little bit.
This might be a better view. Let's see. When does it rest in the interior of the glove?
Well, I certainly haven't seen anything that would make me believe they'll change it.
Also, too, I mean, once you get to the 8th inning, you can request a crew chief review if you're out of challenges. So maybe it's a use it or lose it type idea. I don't see anything definitive. And here comes the call from New York. He's still out. I guess Bell held the bag. So the Brewers out of challenges. Play has been confirmed. Can't argue replay. Oh, 1:15 on the review. Aguilar moves to 3rd with 2 away for Eric Thames. Hit right on that 7.
No getting out of the way of that pitch. Fastball.
Oh,
right at him.
That's a pocket.
Hit him in the wallet.
So runners at the corners for Hernan Perez. 0 for 3 today. Ryan Braun, we have not seen him in the series. Trapezius injury on the active roster, but limited. Weekly hit out, back a short. Barbado strands the runner. Brewers add a run. 4-2 ball game here at the Stretch on a Sunday afternoon. And as we do per tradition, we treat you to all the ceremonies here. And God bless America. Here's public address announcer Tim DeBacco.
To our troops here and abroad. The Pirates and Sport Clips welcome Samuel F. Skokut, a retired member of the United States Navy. Sam served our country in the Persian Gulf, was injured during his service, and has returned home to Pittsburgh. The Pirates and Operation Troop Appreciation are very pleased to have Sam here with us today and welcome him home. And now here to lead us with God Bless America is Liam McCarthy from the Pittsburgh Youth Chorus.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Fans, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. We invite you to follow the bouncing Eaton Park Smiley Cookie as we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Three conveniently located collision centers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
Back at PNC Park on this brilliant Sunday afternoon. Pirates trying to go for the sweep today. They've been behind for most of this one, though. Look at that. Much better than the first two games in terms of the weather, but in terms of the outcome, Pirates winning the first two. Maybe they can turn it around here in the final innings. Gifted Gopay starts things. Hard throwing rookie Jacob Barnes. You can dial it up there into the upper 90s.
Looked good on Friday.
Hard fastball, hard slider.
Had a Nice clean inning.
Rookie out of St. Petersburg. Played at Florida Gulf Coast. I got a piece of Lance Barrett. Yeah,
Lance will tell you about his fastball.
yeah. He's smiling a little bit at least.
Got his West vest on.
For the Dean of Umpires, Joe West. Invented a special umpire's vest. What was it? The American League, right? They would have the big chest protector, big balloon chest protector on the exterior.
The red jackets. Remember the red maroon jackets?
Yeah.
And they would get right behind the umpire. They look right over or right behind the catcher. They would look right over the catcher's head.
And the styles for the umpires have changed over the years as well.
I think the American League umpires down the line, they used to straddle the foul line. The National League umpires would stand in foul territory.
Now the umpires are all under one umbrella.
Everything is standard now.
Some of the umpires are stationed in New York at the replay center.
No more owls.
Right.
Yeah, the hats used to say owl and
Al and the little line coming out from the letter N.
there you go.
Right, for AL, American League umpires.
Remember Starsville on the airplanes used to wear a National League umpire hat. NL.
Really?
I thought that was so cool. Like, only he could pull that off.
Surprised you don't have one with your affinity for the lack of the DH. Hey, Paul Alexander's got a game break for us. What you got, Paul? Well, that'll help out in this rough and tumble National League Central, which is divided by all of 2 games. Played a month of baseball, and top and bottom 2 games apart. Entering play today.
Looks like their new stadium maybe is a little bit more of a hitter's ballpark than Turner Field was.
I saw that study that they showed the numbers, and yeah, in Atlanta there's a lot of home runs. There's just a lot of home runs in baseball, period. Last year almost just shy of being the most ever per game in a season. And so I'm wondering if that is part of the reason, or if it's.
Well, last year they were in Turner Field.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying baseball as a whole is hitting home runs like crazy. So I wonder if that has anything to do with why.
No, but I'm comparing Turner Field to a new ballpark.
Well, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so.
I mean, over the years or just last year? You compare it to last year, this year, I could buy that, right?
Okay, that's what I mean.
Okay. Okay. And Hansen draws a 2-out walk. Yeah, we get to take our first gander at SunTrust Park later on this month. So Barnes issuing that 2-out free pass. Pirates really have not had much going today. They had first and second with 1 out in the 4th. Other than that, the only time they got in scoring position was the double by Polanco and then a home run by Osuna. big moment for Jose Osuna, his first major league home run, and has helped keep the Pirates in this game. 4-2 here in the 7th. And our first look at Oliver Drake. John Jaso 0 for 3. Top of the Pirates order with Hansen and his good wheels on at first.
Drake really doesn't lift that front leg very high. Tough to get a jump off of him, even if you were inclined to run. And even though the Pirates are down 2 runs, it's still just the 7th inning. So you could take a chance, I think, to get in scoring position here.
Well, we'll see if the Drake is good. So far, he has been.
Might have got a break on that call. That was at the top of the strike zone.
Out to center. Broxton able to haul it in. So a 2-out walk, but no more. And we're through 7 with the Pirates still down a pair. League leaders, and the Pirates bullpen has been pretty good all year, but especially in the month of May. Look at where they rank in that earned run average, 0.44. Of course, that leads the National League, and even teams are not getting a lot of hits, keeping the pitch counts down, and picking up some innings.
Pitching, you got to have that. The bullpen has been outstanding this last week.
Johnny Barbado picked up for Tyler Glasnow. Gave up 3 earned runs in 6 1/3 today. Travis Shaw homered off Glasnow back in the 4th, facing Barbado for the first time. Foul ball. Pitcher spot due next, and then Jet Bandy, the Brewers catcher. Barbado with the shiny chain, just like they had in the 80s too, right? Late 70s.
You used to not be able to wear them out there.
Yeah, you had to tuck them in, right?
Yeah, or take them off. They couldn't be showing at all. No black shoes, no jewelry, no chains. No.
I guess if someone complained, they would make him take it off. Might have busted his bat. Jaso lost his hat, but he's got that. And a look at our cricket attendance, 25,108. Sunday Kids Day here on that brief 3-game homestand. Nice weather here today too. Happy birthday, Dad. Yeah. Love to see all the kids at the ballpark. Had mine here today too. That was fun.
Won't be too long. School will be out. Place will be filling up with kids.
Nick Franklin pinch hitting. Oliver Drake retired, the only man he faced. Franklin 3 hits in the opener of this series. Came over from the Rays as a waiver claim right at the outset of the season. Pirates acquiring Johnny Barbado in similar fashion. He had been designated for assignment by the Yankees, and then the Pirates expressed interest. Player to be named later, or cash going back the other way. There's Corey Knebel. He had 3 Ks, not just the one in his name yesterday. Well, that curveball was something to watch, to see why he's bounced back and pitching in later innings again. So the 1-out walk, and hey, we want to say we're really glad to hear some good news today. Joanne Graham, who is a stepmom of Tyler, who works on our crew, our associate director, back from the hospital, and very, very glad that Joanne is doing better and back home. That's always a good thing when you're laid up for a while. You can get back home and get back to recuperating. So glad to hear that for Joanne and for Tyler, who is near and dear to us too. Now Jet Bandy. Next Angel was 0 for 3. Can be doubled up. Or popped up. A little cloud cover, and Mercer's got the sunglasses on. Sometimes tough to see when those clouds move in front of the sun, right? On and off.
Well, there's a lot of them up there today. It's about 50-50 when you look up whether you're going to see the sky or a gray cloud. Baseball sometimes can look that same gray color when they get up that high and lose them in one of those clouds.
So is today mostly sunny or partly cloudy, or how would you? I wonder how they do that. I've never. Partly sunny and mostly cloudy sound like the same thing.
I would say
right?
it was partly cloudy today.
I went with mostly sunny, but I don't know if I'm right or not. Barbado is right. Just the walk. That's it. Pirates bats need to get moving. Down 2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And head out to Los Angeles for a 3-game series. Trevor Williams inserted into the rotation after Jamison Tyone hit the DL. We'll go in the opener, Ivan Nova and then Chad Kuhl. 3 night games out from LA, so our second shifters will be entertained throughout the week. Corey Knebel now on for Milwaukee.
You see the opponent batting average, he just 140 and 22 strikeouts in 15 and a third innings. So certainly can be very tough. Be interesting when we get out west to see what the weather's like, huh?
Yeah, we saw that there might be a threat of rain in LA. Well, the deserts missed the rain. And they got rained out in San Diego today.
Called it early, too.
Yeah. Now, what we saw from Knebel yesterday, that firm fastball and then the tight biting curveball, which was why he struck out the side. This is the 2, 3, and 4 spot in the lineup. Pirates really need to make some hay here, down 2. Mercer with a base hit back in the 4th. And chasing a bit.
Good fastball command on that one. Oh, ball right where Bandy wanted it.
Hey, you can save big on Pirates tickets when you use your Giant Eagle Advantage card. Save big with your Advantage card, up to $10 per ticket in the outfield box for Sunday through Thursday home games. Get your tickets at pirates.com/advantage card. Rally caps are on.
Got ahead that time with that hook. Bell's been seeing a lot of first pitch curveballs this series. Second pitch curveball.
Well, when you throw as hard as Knebel does, right? I mean, you can't be thinking about curveball, right?
No, absolutely. You gotta be ready to hit the fastball. You know, we talked about this, I think, with Davis out there. You can't just, you know, sit on soft stuff. You always have to be ready to hit the fastball. But you're right, when it's a power type fastball, it's even more important.
He's getting some chases. That fastball must have some really good life to it.
The two hitters in a row now, he's worked right up the line. You can see the target, and he put it there.
You don't see Bell going up there very often. Yeah.
Boy, that shot right there, really can see exactly how late he was. That ball went through there, and that bat head just was not close yet.
He's faced 5 Pirate batters yesterday and today, struck out all 5. Former closer at the University of Texas. And when I say firm fastball, you know, I think what you guys have taught me is that, you know, sometimes the ball doesn't sink, or as much. It doesn't sink as much, so it looks like it rises almost.
It's got
to
a
a
good
hitter.
backspin on it, so able to fight gravity longer, kind of like an outfielder. Want to get that, you know, you see outfielders with the ball carries better. They got the good backspin. Same principle. Home run hitters want to put backspin on the ball so it carries further.
So probably some of the reason why those guys are chasing the ball up there, right? They think it's going to kind of be a little lower than it really is.
And it just stays up there. Looks like maybe it's actually going up. It's not. It's just staying straighter.
Now, Polanco today has not been retired. Those 2 walks and the double ahead of the Osuna home run. So far, the lone tallies for the Buccos.
think with the success he had with that high fastball, he'll go up there here. You would guess. No.
Back foot curveball. I throw one in for a strike, right, to try to get a take, and then try a different kind
he
of
had the
chase.
high fastball set up with that curveball strike. For some reason, they didn't go that way.
Oh, bully for the Buccos.
That ball there, he just overthrew. Lost his release point. Ball came out of his hand way early.
And a base hit for Polanco. And that woke up Knebel. Right back up the box. And now Osuna with a chance. He could tie this game with one swing of the bat. He got the Pirates on the board with that one.
Ball on the inside half the plate, able to turn on it and keep it fair. That was all the way back by the base of the rotunda. Had plenty of distance to clear the fence with that home run.
First of his career. He had 5 in the spring. Had a chance here if he could repeat that feat, but not the scoreboard. Francisco Cervelli has moved out on deck. He would bat for Barbados. And he struck him out. Well, Knebel gets around that 2-out single, and the Pirates still down 2. Dodgers tomorrow. Trevor Williams will make his first start of the season in place of Jamison Tyone, who was placed on the DL yesterday. Our coverage begins at 9:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Now, all night games out in LA, so stay up with us. There's Trevor Williams, bearded man hiding. There he is. 4-2. And the Brewers trying to avoid getting swept. Johnny Barbado back out for his third inning of relief.
Yeah, bullpen's been doing a fine job, and some of it, like today, has been some long stretches, some 3-inning stints.
Well, on Friday, yeah, I mean, Chad Kuhl went the first 3, then the rains came. Bullpen filled in admirably and completed the shutout in that game. In fact, the Pirates had not had a shutout where the starter went 3 innings or fewer since the middle of the previous decade. So this goes to show you what they've been able to do in that game and beyond. Got Stewart's mask. It seems to be all right.
Yeah, that one squared him up pretty good. You see that ball come back toward fair territory, you know it got him.
And Barbado dispatches Arcia. First strikeout for the ex-Yankee.
Look at the location. Look where the ball is. Get a little nod from Stewart. See that? Catchers love that when they have a plan and you execute it. Comes together, gets strikeout. They'll give you a little credit, even though it was their plan.
Aguilar with a run-scoring double, his only trip. That pushed across the 4th Brewers run. That was that ground rule double that stung over the line there. This one hit well to center, and Polanco is going to run out of room. It's a home run for Aguilar. One of the top minor league hitters over recent years. He's homered twice this week now.
You could tell, couldn't you, by the way that ball sounded? A little bit different than everything else that's been hit of the last couple innings. That one just a crack.
A little extra oomph in it with a 26-year-old. 250 pounds.
He's big enough to hit him a long way. Polanco back there in plenty of time to make a play on it if it would have stayed anywhere near the fence.
Aguilar hit that 426 feet on StatCast. Well, that makes it a 3-run game now. Hits have been hard to come by on both sides, but the Brewers have made theirs count. A couple of misplays in the field also adding a pair of runs to their ledger. Barbado grew up in Miami and an avid outdoorsman, likes to go hunting, fishing. Hunting up north, fishing around home.
I wonder if he uses Velveeta.
See, you know, when I talked to him about that this morning, I didn't know about that. I could have asked
His
about
opinion on it.
Yeah, what his favorite forms of bait, if you were with us earlier. And if you're not, it's equally as head scratching as it was then. But apparently it works. I should trust you more, Bob.
No, don't ever make that mistake.
Throws him. And a second strikeout for Barbado.
VR thought this one was a little high.
VR thought that was high.
How are you?
And Thames hits one on a line out of here. His first home run in 10 games. A 3-hit day and a couple of homers here in the ninth have extended the Brewers lead.
Insurance runs.
12 home runs now for Eric Thames.
Got a fastball. Supposed to be on the outside corner. Looked like it pretty much went right down the heart of the plate.
Now you never know how things will go, but if Osuna reaches base in the 8th, they pinch hit for Barbado. Who knows if the inning continues for the Pirates. And Barbado now out after his 3rd inning of relief. First 2 were clean. 6-2 Brewers. Double their lead to 4 runs. And a nice story. Josh Lindblom, who has not seen big league action in more than 3 years, is back and on the mound for the Pirates.
There you see his Indy numbers this season. 18 innings of work, 14 Ks. Opponent batting average is 209. That's always a good number when you get it down that low.
Last pitched on April the 29th. Took a line drive off his foot. Came out for precautionary reasons, so he's plenty fresh. Work to Hernan Perez. And Gope recovers to get the out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Lindblom. Congratulations for Lindblom to be back in the major leagues. pretty sights from this one. Josh Lindblom getting some congratulations back in the bigs, preserving that final out, and now a 4-run advantage in a non-save situation. But Neftali Feliz was warming, and he'll face Josh Harrison.
Feliz getting off to a fine start with the Brewers this year.
Harrison with the game-winning hit in the 10th inning last night. Try to get things started here against his former teammate. Harrison with 5 home runs, tied for the club lead. Need base runners though, down 4. That's how it starts.
Turning on that fastball, and Feliz, hard thrower, one of those guys that you can kind of commit to try and pull, and most time you'll get that fastball you're looking for. Keep the line moving now.
Elias Diaz will pinch hit for Ngope. Pirates carrying 3 catchers, so they can use a catcher to bat. Cervelli and McCutchen left on the Pirates bench. Diaz 2 for 9 in this his 3rd major league season, the first 2 very brief. And he's ahead 2-0. Feliz threw 20 pitches yesterday, allowed a hit and a walk. The walk was intentional. The double to Polanco was not.
I wonder if something's bothering him. See how long he took back behind the mound?
McCutchen available on the Pirates bench. First day off for him today, all season.
Velocity at 95 with that last pitch. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe he just was having a little talk with himself about throwing strikes.
Now he's behind 3-1. Well, down 4, you know, home run's great, but you need base runners. Try to, as you said, keep the line moving. I like that. See if they can get Feliz in trouble. Foul ball. Trying to shoot it right down that line. Pirates getting their runs today. A 2-run home run by Jose Osuna in the 6th. First in the big leagues. Maybe Diaz can join the club. You're talking earlier about the approach with Knebel. Feliz also a hard thrower with a breaking ball. Looks like Diaz is trying now with 2 strikes to be kind of go out toward right field a little bit more.
Yeah, he's got 2-strike approach. You know, you can't with 2 strikes, avoid to be guessing at all and trying to get out there too fast. But I would be really surprised if Feliz throws anything other than fastballs.
He does, and he walked him.
Because that's the one thing he wants to avoid more than anything else in that scenario is the base on balls. Did not win a 4-run lead. Got a guy at the plate with 2 major league base hits. The last thing you want to do is walk him, and that's what Feliz did.
Derek Johnson, the pitching coach, comes out. Well, Feliz has been through this before.
Yeah, he's very experienced out there. There's nothing really you can tell him that, he's not already telling himself. But you still have to call timeout and go out there and kind of, break the bad momentum that he has going.
So 2 on for Stewart. No clock in baseball. Tying run has moved out on deck now. And the bunt. And a good one. And just barely able to get Stewart.
And some nice footwork by Aguilar over at first base. His throw was a little offline. You see him switch feet, go off into foul territory to make that catch. That was a good play by Stewart. I mean, he's trying to get the base runners, and if you saw how, if that ball would have been just a little closer to the foul line, or maybe bunted just a little firmer, we'd have bases loaded right now.
No sacrifice awarded. A time at bat charge to Stewart. Trying to bunt for a base hit. And a strike to Alan Hansen.
It was a good plan, just didn't quite pull it off. Now it's up to Hansen, see if he can get aboard. Figure out a way to get that tying run to the plate.
Well, the Pirates do have McCutchen and Cervelli. If Clint Hurdle chooses, until you get that tying run to the plate, just kind of keep her going. The 2 pinch hitters in this inning have reached, and they're aboard. Up but not in. Still, you don't know that when it's coming up that way.
High pitch.
And that should be the second out, although
I don't know.
Now Broxton takes control.
They had a little problem with a ball out in left center yesterday.
Coming into today's action, the Brewers leading the National League in errors.
There it looks like Broxton right at the end started calling it, and then everybody could peel off, get out of his way.
Well, the bunt, ground out, a pop out, and after the first 2 men are on, the last 2 men are out. Pirates down to their last out. Try to come from behind in the 9th and earn a sweep. John Jaso 0 for 4 today. But if he reaches, the tying run comes up. Jaso 2 for 12 in his career. I should say that was against Garza. I was going to say that he's walked in his only plate appearance against Feliz. The Garza stuff is irrelevant at this point. Now 2-0. The old adage, walks as good as a hit, apply here?
Absolutely. An error, hit batsman, anything. Just gotta get the tying run to the plate.
Down 4 in the 9th with 2 outs.
Bunt base hit. I'll take that in a heartbeat. No third baseman.
Thank you so much.
Shaw playing about where you would think the shortstop.
Yeah, if you bunted a ball firm down toward where a third baseman normally would be, you could just jog to first.
And that will do it. And the Brewers will escape with 1 in this weekend series. And the home run ball is what separated the Brewers not only from the rest of baseball, but here today in this game.
Yeah, the positive to take out of this game, obviously, is the Glass now. Tyler, he threw a good game. Taylor, I really think that we can start, as you pointed out, judging him like he's just a normal member of the rotation. We don't have to have the qualifiers or anything like that. Tyler went out there today. His goal, I think, was that first inning, get through that cleanly and see where it takes him. And he pitched very well. We didn't play as good a defense behind him as we should have, but a plus game for him. And then Osuna gets his first home run. So that's, you can look at that as a plus also.
It was nice to see that from Jose Osuna here today. Pirates take 2 out of 3 in the series, but the Brewers win it today 6-2. And it's time now for Pirates post game. Let's go out to Paul and Teague.
All right, Joe and Bob, thank you very much. And coming into the ball game, I was very excited to see, Teague, that the Pirates have gone 44 straight innings without an error. And even though the ball hit to Jaso was not considered an error, all of a sudden that solid defensive kind of took a Sunday off.
Yeah, it was a couple of defensive, we'll call them misplays, that, gave the Brewers extra opportunities. Obviously, they added on to it, and they took advantage of them. And, that's what a team is supposed to do. This is a big league level. That's what you're supposed to do. If you get out extra outs, you're supposed to make something out of it. And today, the Brewers were able to do that.
And one thing the Brewers came in with, kind of pounding their chest, they lead MLB in home runs hit. They showed that and demonstrate that a little bit. But the Pirates got a first ever as we go to Miller time. And that's brought to you by Miller Lite. How about Jose Osuna? First big league home run. It was a 2-run shot, and there was nothing cheap about it. Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. But it was not quite enough, as it was the Brewers preventing the sweep, holding off the Buccos today by the final of 6-2. Teague and I will break it all down for you. That's all straight ahead on Pirates postgame. That's all right here on Root Sports.